Hello, and welcome to Men and Women Talk, the Mars Venus Show. I am one of your hosts, Kente, all the way live from Los Angeles, California, and I am so glad to be here. It's been a wonderful day, beautiful as always in Los Angeles, and I'm here with my brand spanking new co-host, Rasheem. How are you doing, Rasheem?
Awesome sauce. How are you?
I am excellent, and I'm so glad to be doing this with you. I've come to know you a little bit, and I know that you're a passionate person. You have strong opinions. Me and you, we don't always agree, which is great, but we can disagree epically, which I think is wonderful, and everything's all good, afterwards, which I love that about yourself. So I'm just excited that, you're my new co-host, and you're going to bring some energy, that female energy that I love, to this show. So for those who may not know, who've listened to this show but haven't heard you on it, talk a little bit about yourself. Let people know who you are.
So I am Rasheem. I am a mom of the most awesome little person in the world, not barring anybody else's awesome little person. A wife, a student. I have a background in social science. I'm also a social scientist. A little bit about me.
Okay, and you're a podcaster as well. You have certain.
Oh, right. And I have a show called The Counter Narrative that recently started. It airs every Saturday at 9:30. There's also another show where I'm a co-host, Hers, Mine, and Yours, with Stephanie, and that airs Thursday nights at 9:30.
All right. So I'm glad that you are here joining us. And before we get to our guests and the topic for tonight, Friday, it was your birthday.
It was my birthday Friday. If you ask me how old I am, Kente, this is going to be a real short show.
You're young. You're a baby. I mean, I may have to start hiding my age in a few, but you are young. You're a young lady. And
thank you. I am. I'm so young.
So everybody wish this young lady a happy birthday. It was a couple days ago.
Thank you.
So I'm so glad that you're here with us on your birthday weekend and that you're sober, that you didn't party too much. So you're here in present. So I love it. I love it. All right. So let's get to our guests. And of course, we'll start with ladies first. This person I've also gotten to know very well. She is a fantastic person. She's a comedian. She's a mother herself. The one and only Dany Redwine. How you doing, Dany?
Hello. Yeah. I am well.
Now, I told a little bit of who you are, but tell the audience in your own words who you
are. I am that. I am a mother. I am a person that runs an endodontic office during the day, and I do stand-up comedy at night. It's been about 4 years that I've been doing stand-up, and I started my stand-up journey through my breast cancer survival, and I've been going ever since. So,
this lady, she's a mother, breast cancer survivor, and an inventor as well.
Yes. Entrepreneur, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
I started my own business probably about 3 years ago, which I'm still trying to get off the ground, for a seatbelt attachment that I created for women that go through reconstructive surgery, like myself.
All right. Well, thank you for being here with us, and I'm looking forward to hearing what you have to say about this topic.
I have expertise. Topic.
Oh yeah, I bet you do. All right. So our next guest, representing the male perspective, is this brother's been on this show several times. I'm so glad to have him on here. He's an expert in his own right. It's the one and only Denzel Hurd. How you doing, Denzel?
I'm doing all right.
In your words, tell the audience a little bit about yourself.
I'm a life coach, a relationship expert. I'm an upcoming author of a book called To Be Honest. I've been on several radio stations, including in California and in Tennessee. My main focus is to get the word out of loving yourself without approval. So my main focus is, like I said, my main focus is so many people in this world are trying to be in a world of trying to be accepted. And in this world of 2016, it's impossible. So my main focus is loving yourself without approval. So I love loving people back to life. I love helping people lives and relationships. And me being a male figure myself, it's kind of impossible to see male figures trying to help each other out because we always trying to down each other or trying to be in competition. But my main focus is to help one another. So thanks.
Thank you, man. Thank you so much for being here with us. I always enjoy when you come on and hearing your perspectives. So I'm looking forward to it. So I think a great place to start off is, well, first of all, the topic is the dreaded friend zone. And we're going to also talk about how a person may be able to get out of it or if they can even get out of it. And I think a great place to start off with is I like to give a little definition. I go to, I get all my information from very credible sources. And this one comes from the Urban Dictionary. We know it's very, very credible. It says the friend zone definition. Friend zone is a situation in which one of two friends wishes to enter into a romantic or sexual relationship while the other does not. It is generally considered to be an undesirable or dreaded situation by the lovelorn person. All right, so I think some of us have experienced this on both sides. So we'll be talking on both sides of this situation. So I'm gonna start with my brand new co-host. And when you think of the term friend zone, what does that bring to you in your mind? The whole friend zone thing.
I typically think of guys. I typically think that guys get friend zoned. I don't think that females do as well, but I always think like that guys get friend zoned, and I always think of that dude who's sticking around just in case. It's like I really want to get with her, but she don't friend zone me, but I'm gonna still keep with her as my friend just in case. And I can like lately I've gotten better at being able to tell when somebody's like happy to be my friend and they're just being my friend because the other spot is taken. So that's kind of the first thing that comes to my mind. I think of guys and I think of that just in case emergency, break this window.
Okay. That's funny though. You say that in your mind it's mostly guys, and I agree with you to a certain degree, but it can go on both sides. I've heard a lot of women complain about that as well. All right, so let's get into it with our panel. I think a good place to start, and we'll start with you, Dany. When you meet somebody, right, and you choose to be friends with them, what are some of the things that you're looking for as far as that you want to take it from a friendship or you just met this person, but to a relationship? Like what are some of the things that you're looking for in a meet?
Actually not looking.
Mm-hmm. I mean, when you are on the prowl,
I'm really not on the prowl, but this is my whole take. I think for everybody, for me, starts off in the friend zone.
Okay.
There is some interest or something that kind of you're like, maybe I like him a little bit more. Then that's like how it evolves, because I'm kind of I'm a people person, so I get along with everybody. So in the beginning, everybody is my friend. That's how it starts out. I don't really get to know if I like a person until I start to know that person. So not that I'm looking for something. It's just that if they happen to have it, that's a plus. But if they don't, then I don't feel so bad because they always been my friend. You know what I mean?
So that's your starting default position for any male is the friend. So he either is going to work his way out of it, or he's asked out,
or he's going to stay there.
Okay, we're going to go back to you, but I want to go to Denzel. What about you? What are some of the things that you look for when you are looking? That would take a woman that you wouldn't just want her to be your friend.
First thing I look at is being yourself. being yourself. So many, I'm not gonna say all women, but some women try to, I won't say try to fit in, but they be somebody that they're not because they're trying to gain this spot with this dude. So they not being themselves. And my thing is the most of the thing I find attractive is a woman that's being herself. And also when you try to not let somebody else think for you. So many women let men get puzzles and just put it together. And basically, they are not thinking for themselves. They're thinking for the dude. So basically, when I'm looking for something, I'm looking for somebody that's being themselves. That's not allowing their past to control what they got going on right now. And when you not allow your past to control your future, it's like you're on a fresh new start. Everything that's coming towards you, you're not going to let it to interfere with what you got going on. And that includes with a friend zone or relationship.
You know, it's funny too. What you were saying is, I know some people that they are whoever their mate is. So if their mate is a Democrat, they're a Democrat. If they Republican, it's like all of a sudden it's like, I'm voting for Trump now. So I hate that. Like, where people kind of take on their mate. I don't know. That's not something that I necessarily care for. But I know I'm gonna go to my to Rasheem. I want to go to you as well. I know you're married now, but you weren't always married. You weren't born married. So when you were a single lady, what were some of the things that got that made you like a guy and make him want to come out that friend zone?
Well, I think that I feel like there's a little bit different. I don't know, because I feel like friend zone is kind of like I agree with. I'm similar to Dany in that all guys start off as my friend. Like any guy that I've ever dated, he's my friend first. But I feel like friend zoned is like a particular category. It's like almost like it's a box. Like you are not leaving this box. And I think that for the most part, everybody that has been my friend and has developed into more, it was very organic. It's not like it's not a score. It's not a checklist that you're going to be able to check off all of these things and then you magically out of the friend zone. You're not going to be able to gift your way out of the friend zone. It's just like, it has to, I actually have to really and truly be interested in developing something with someone. And I feel like sometimes it could ruin the friendship if you're in the friend zone and you get like super thirsty to a point where like we can't even be friends, right? Because you like coming so hard for me. It's like, no, like let's hang out. Like tell me what's in my teeth. Do I got boogers? Like if we can't talk about what's in my teeth and if we got boogers, you know what I mean? Then like, I don't know. Yeah, I want to be with somebody who at least my friend first. You know what I mean?
Can you even be friends with someone who really wants a relationship with you? In their happy place, they're thinking about, man, me and Rasheem, me and Dany, or some chick, me and Denzel. That's right. It could be they like you like that though.
Right, but that's not your friend. That's you are attracted to that person. You have no other interest in that person but that. That's a whole nother entity. You know what I mean? That's like crossing the board for saying, okay, we both are attracted to one another. We have this energy. What do we do with it? That has like a whole nother separate genre than just friend zone.
I agree with Dany. And also I want to say that like I've been hurt by guys who we've been friends. They're interested in more. I'm not interested in more. And because they can't get that more, they don't even want to be my friend no more. That's crazy.
Yeah, but I mean, could he really be your friend though?
I was interested in continuing to be his friend. Like I understand from the guy's standpoint, he might be like, I can't be your friend for real because I'm going to really want more. I get that. But what crushes me is the fact that that's the only way that you can see me. Like it makes me feel like what we had as friends wasn't even really friends.
Like an ulterior motive, waiting for you to succumb. Waiting for you to give in. Yeah.
she says, he's a man. They think with their penis. Is there any other way to think? I don't know. Okay. Is there a certain point though when, if you know what their intentions are, that's you know what they want. Isn't there a way? But is there a way like you might be stringing them along in a way? Like, shouldn't you just cut the bait yourself though?
You want to go for that one?
Yeah,
Danny?
because I was gonna ask, what do you mean? Where's the line?
Like okay, you know somebody wants you in that way, right? You said no. You guys are friends, but every so often he drops a little, a little something, a little nugget out there, like, hey, maybe if we were together, X, Y, and Z. And he does it every once in a while. So, like it ain't never got out of his head.
So it makes me the bad guy.
No, you're not the bad guy. I'm just saying though, like
it does make me the bad guy because then I can remind you that you're in the friend zone. Then I have to remind you that nothing else is popping, but maybe we can meet for a drink and watch the game, but we are not going back to the crib afterwards and having snacks.
This is another thing I noticed too is there's a guy. There might be a guy who likes a girl, right? She put them in the friend zone, but he tries to, what you say, gift his way out of the friend zone or bribe his way out of the friend zone by buying her shit and doing all this kind of stuff. And I think a lot of guys think that will eventually get you out of it. I want you to speak on that, Denzel. What do you think about these guys that try to buy their way out of the friend zone?
It does, my opinion, it doesn't work. Let me tell you why I say that. Because so many guys, their main focus ain't really the friend zone. Our main focus is the cookie, if you want to be honest with you. Right. We're trying to do whatever it takes. We trying to, because some ladies believe in the 30-day rule or believe in twos, whatever. Some guys say, I'm going to do whatever it takes. I'm going to agree to everything so I can do my main mission. And the friend zone, actually, to be honest with you, I believe in the friend zone, but don't go over the boundaries. If you're in the friend zone, don't try to say, well, I'm in the friend zone. I'm finna try to touch on a booty. Friends don't do that. Or friends don't do that. And that puts the woman in a position like, okay, he wants more. So what should I do? And that leaves her puzzled. But his main focus is being a cookie. So I think sometimes the friend zone can be kind of confusing on both sides, but it really depends on how each one mindset is. Because the friend zone is based off mindset. It's based off mindset.
Can you, Dany, is it all right for a woman to take from a man that you put him in a friend zone, but you know that he really wants more. So maybe he buys you a jacket you wanted or a bag or whatever. What do you think about that? Taking something from a guy you know wants more than friendship, but you don't want it.
I wouldn't, just because I would make it clear that it makes me feel a little uncomfortable. I've actually had that happen before. I'm crazy about Pandora. So there was a guy that knows that I'm crazy about Pandora, and I think it was like after a surgery or something, he had bought me like this really, really expensive bead to go on my bracelet. And a friend of mine, and I didn't feel comfortable accepting it because I felt like it was a nice gesture, just because, a sister was down, saying he was trying to cheer me up. He knew it was something that I liked, but I felt like if I would have accepted it, then I would have accepted all of his future advancements. So I declined and told him that I would just, maybe he could take me out to dinner, but I didn't feel right accepting it. And I did that because when you go to dinner with somebody, that's different. That kind of like, that's you can converse, you can talk about stuff like this. You can say, hey, when you gave me that beat, it made me feel some type of way. You feel like I'm sending you mixed signals type thing. And that's how it happened. And he was cool with it, but it did make me feel some type of way when he came in with a Jared bag. A jury bag. You know what I mean? Like, it made me feel kind of cornered. Like, oh shit, how I'm supposed to feel about this? You know what I'm saying? This is, if I accept this, and I'm accepting the fact that he feels like he's up one, like his foot is a little bit more in the door. So for me, I didn't accept it. That was just for me because of the way it made me feel. Now, I can't say that there's women out there that won't. You know, there's some women out there that will take a bead. You know what I'm saying? Put on their bracelet and be fine with no problems on their conscience. But for me, I didn't want, because I valued him as a friend, I didn't want to make him feel like I was taking him or I was using him. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I got me a bead out of it. So, so yeah.
What about you, Rasheen?
Yeah, I have learned the hard way that taking gifts from dudes that you're not interested in creates stalkers. Because they feel like they have invested time, money, and energy, and you owe them.
Putting a down payment on your ass.
Right. Like you done put in where you done saved up you some coochie coupons. One dude, I think he felt like he had a coochie credit card.
Right.
And that's not the case. Like,
Inch closer to the coochie.
Cool. Right.
Step closer.
Like, and so I've learned that, you know, just don't.
It's not because y'all became closer. It's not because y'all had like a moment. It's because you accepted the gift. Yeah.
Right. Right. And there was one, and so let me say this. I'm from the South. So younger women and older men is not like a new phenomenon there. Sugar daddies is not a new phenomenon also. I think one of my last cutoff points where I told this one particular guy I know is he had an extra house. And first I was like interested, but then I was like, he was like, yeah, so I'll have a key and all of that. I was like, nah, like
this nigga had an extra house, huh, for you.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Hi, Steph.
Yeah, that doesn't the house ain't gonna come for nothing. You're gonna have to give up something.
Right, exactly. And I'm sure he gonna visit and I can't have who I want to have in there and all types of things. So no, like that's a good way to create a stalker.
Nothing is free. Coochie or gifts. That's for sure. Okay, so I want to. We're gonna. Both you, Dany was married, and Rasheem is now married, and so I'm gonna ask this question. So when you're married, right? Every male that is not your husband is in the friend zone, right? Or they're a relative, right? But I'm pretty sure you guys are both beautiful women. There's probably been men who weren't respecting their friend zone, being that you guys are married, married or whatever. So I'm interesting. How did you guys navigate that? When you guys were married, when Dany was married, and you are married now, keeping a guy in the friend zone.
Well, I was a girl raised around all guys, so most of my friends were males. So when I met my husband, he had to accept my male friends. None of my male friends I had slept with or had an intimate relationship with. So it was just like he was being introduced to my extended brothership, I guess you could say. You know what I mean? Like, he accepted that I was one of the homegirls that had a whole bunch of male friends.
Okay. And
he was fine with it. Like, he didn't have a problem. I can't say that I had a male friend cross the line up until I got divorced.
Oh yeah.
I actually had a friend that I've been friends with since 5th grade. That it wasn't until I got and I almost kind of chalk it up to like my sickness when I got sick.
Right.
He took my illness the worst. I was very close to him and his family. He didn't do well. I got diagnosed. And I think it was almost like he was attached to me more so because of cancer. So I don't know if that's kind of what made him feel more endeared to me. But I do feel like that had a lot to do with it, because where my husband fell off, he kind of stepped in.
Mm-hmm.
Because he felt like my husband had kind of abandoned me at that time, and I needed some support, and he was there for support.
I think you're on mute, Dany.
Or froze.
Yeah, you're on mute, Dany. Dany, you're on mute.
Can't hear you.
I don't think she knows she's on mute.
All right, we'll bring her back in. We're gonna bring you right back in. Sorry about that. You know, when you're doing a live show, it happens. Let's see if we can get her back. And you are listening to Men and Women Talk, the Mars Venus show. The topic today is the friend zone. And we are back with Dany Redwine. And you were talking. Yes. No. All right. You know what? I thought that was going to be so slick transition. But, geez.
You was doing it, though.
I know. Like, it was going to be perfect. But, all right. So we're waiting for Dany to come in. And
while she's coming in, I can mention. Oh, there she is. She's back.
Okay.
Welcome back, Ms. Redwine.
But yeah, so it made things very awkward in regards to our friendship, because he had kind of crossed the line. Not that he did anything, like he didn't try to like get all extra with me or nothing, but it was just the emotional side of it that made it feel like it had changed.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense?
It makes perfect sense. He's there. He's known you since, what did you say, 5 years old?
Yeah.
You know?
Since fifth grade. So I knew him since like 10.
So he's watched you grown up to become a woman, and, you know, I can...
That's love and basketball.
I know, man. Yeah, I might write and make a movie on that. But you started to say something, Rasheem.
So I will say in terms of like having guy friends, there's guys that are my friend. Like Kente, I consider you a friend. And it's it's not an issue. I will say one thing that my husband has said that I found interesting. Is like he has this this in his mind in terms of new male friends and being friends with them in multiple places. Right. So like if I'm a friend, if you're a guy friend and you're a guy friend at work, that's your guy friend at work. So like your guy friend at work ain't gonna be showing up at the bowling alley with you.
He's right on that one. Yeah, right. That's suspicious.
Right.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Wait, what's the nigga from work? What's he doing here?
And none of my long-term friends, guy friends, I've had any issues with in terms of like crossing the line since I've been married. But it's the guys that you just meet that they ask you if you married, and then like it's almost like, why did you ask me if you really don't care? Because they push. Or guys that I just joined a particular organization with, and they're married as well. So they feel like, hey, you married? I'm married. Like that's, you know what I mean? Like that's what's up. And it's like, no. I mean, and there's sometimes where I'm talking to guys, and I'm a super friendly person. Like, however you see me online, like that's how I am in person. I'm a hug person. I'm an affectionate person. That's the type of person I am. So, a person will engage and interact with me in person, and then sometimes I have to catch them and like there's been a couple of times where I've been like, I don't want to be jumping to no conclusions, but it sounds like you flirting with me. You know that I'm married, right? Like I've said that on a number of occasions.
That's funny.
They do be flirting.
Because they're looking for a chink in the armor. They're looking to see how tight your union is. So that
Right.
that's what it really is. But Denzel, you're in a committed relationship, right?
I am.
So I'm sure. So every woman that is not your woman is your friend, right? So so how do you navigate that too? Keeping the women that you know. I'm sure you know a lot of women. You know, off of your little island that you have with your lady.
It's based off what you give them. It's based off really based off, as I say, your vibe or how you approach yourself. So if I'm approaching a woman and I'm giving her the attention that I'm flirting, it's based on how you approach yourself. So if you approach her on a friend level, most likely she's not gonna think you're flirting. But if you all in the face, smiling, and asking all these personal questions, she gonna be like, wait a minute, he trying to get the digits or he trying to flirt. It's based on how you approach. So when I approach, that person I approach, I never had that question next, but it was on the back end, as in when I left the scene, it was she added me as a friend. So on Facebook, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna accept it. I shouldn't have done that. Even from that to an inbox on Messenger, and I had to tell her, little baby, I'm in a relationship.
Right.
I said, I'm in a relationship. So, but with me, everybody was good except that one. She went behind the scenes and she did the sneaky way and add me on Facebook and shoot me an inbox on Messenger. And
Denzel, where are you
Memphis. But right now I'm in Las Vegas right now.
I didn't know you were in Vegas.
I live in Las Vegas.
And I think there's a way that Southern people are sometimes, even with our language, like what you said, little baby. Like I know that there's people who like, why are you calling her baby?
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's just like sweetheart, honey. You know, all of these things that that probably naturally come to you, or like just being naturally open or naturally huggy or however you are. And what I do, and another thing that I know that I feel or that I've learned actually is just a whole lot of people out here who ain't getting no kind of phone. So you could be just you could just be being yourself. You know, like I feel like there are times where if I smile, like if I'm in person, I smile at a guy for longer than 15 seconds, he gonna think time like,
he like this.
Right, like I've had to learn to cut that short. And it's interesting when Kente, when you brought up about stringing along and that sort of thing, because there's parts of me that I feel like, I don't want to say hardened, but I've like altered so that I don't give any particular impression. Like, okay, I know I can't look for this about a time, or okay, let me not smile too much because me smiling and laughing at his jokes, you're going to think that means that we can date and stuff like that. And I'm curious for you, Dany, have you ever been in a situation where you felt like you've had to alter some of your behaviors to not string somebody along or not give somebody the impression that, okay, now you're out of the friend zone?
Yeah, because I'm a flirty person too. You know, I'm a hugger. You know, I like to, if their hair is something in their hair, I'm going to be the one to pick it out. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a touchy-feely type person. So, yeah, there's been a time. There was one time, in fact, that, and I deal with comedians, so just consider that. I deal with comedians, so I deal around with a whole bunch of nuts all the time. And there's this one guy who I'm friends with, and when he gave me a hug, he like put his nose all in my neck and got to smelling on me, and I was like, get off me. Like, back up.
Right.
But he was like, oh, you smell good too. You fine and you smell good. So that to me was like, pipe down, dude.
Right.
We're friends for over a year now, so I'm gonna need you to get it together. But because we had never hugged before, he done bought a sister scent. You know what I'm saying? So now he felt like, oh, I could like her.
Right.
I've definitely had to be like, check yourself. It ain't that type of party. Ain't shit going down.
But I gotta say something though. Some of the pheromones, in some sense, it's not the guy's fault. It's the scent that will make a guy do that. So I'm just saying. So that might be what it was. It was your scent.
I can blame it on the amber.
There you go. That's what it was.
You just hella side eye I'm giving you, Kente.
Blame it on the amber.
It's the pheromones, baby. It's the pheromones. Right. Curious, Denzel, what do you think? Like, so how
this body spray from Bath and Body Works for
right? Go buy you some if you like it that much.
It's a $12 body spray.
Right. Denzel, I'm curious from a guy's perspective. How can a woman say to you, "I just want to be friends," maintain a friendship, and not be accused of being a bitch? You know what I mean? Like, how can I say like with the situation where dude is hugging up on Dany, putting his face all in places or whatever, and she's like, "Back up, dude," or like, you know, or whenever we pump the brakes, how to do that, maintain the friendship, because one thing that I do know about guys is that their ego can be very fragile.
Right.
Yeah.
On me, sometimes you have to I don't want to say be a bitch, but sometimes you have to like let them know, cause you can be nice with it, and they're gonna think, oh, she is playing or she is playing. But in some predicaments, you have to say, like, you got to put your foot down and say, hey, too fast. We're on the friends. That's all I want. If not, if you're nice with them, they're gonna be playing. So they're gonna sneak level 2 in the mix. But like I would say, you got in some things you got to put your foot down. Some men, they'll take it, respect it. Okay, let me slow down, whatever. But some dudes, ego so it's so hot. Like, if you play with them, they'll take to their head, then they'll keep going and keep going. But some things you have to put your foot down and say, hey, we on the friends, slow it down. You see what I'm saying? So on mine's, I say be yourself, as in, if you got to put your foot down, put your foot down. Either, because if he really like you, he gonna respect both ends, nice or mean. That is my opinion.
Now,
okay, question, y'all.
Uh-huh.
What do y'all do with somebody that y'all been putting their friends on forever, and you find yourself feeling them?
Ooh.
You want to hit that one, Denzel?
What do you do? Wow, that's a good one.
Let me say this.
Let her sing. Let her do it first. Come on.
So this is the interesting. There was a guy, and this guy was a little bit of a jerk, a little bit of an asshole. But it was cool because he was my friend. And I don't have no conditions on people being my friend other than you know, being my friend, right? Like, actually be my friend for real. There's a little bit of it, but it was like cool because we had other stuff in common and stuff like that. He broke up with his girlfriend and said to me, this is part of his jerky asshole experience. Says to me, yeah, you know, because me and her broke up, I don't want you to think that me and you are going to get together or anything like that.
Right. Too, by the way. But go ahead.
So I say, like, who the hell are you? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not checking for you. So I'm completely friend zone. Like, I wasn't even trying to go for no relationship. But he's like preemptively striking. Like, listen, just because me and her broke up, I don't want you to think, and we gonna hang out, blah blah blah. So we hanging out, and I am like, my mind is switched. This is my friend. He turns around and he starts catching feelings. But at this point, like, you got to prove to me that you really like me because you already made this big old speech about how blah blah. So, you know, he's doing this and that to prove it. Anyway, a year later, we were engaged, and then a year after that, we were married.
It's her husband. Hilarious.
Oh. It was interesting because it started off where he was just like, listen, like, just like, I don't want you, like. and then later on was like, dang,
on your ass, got you.
Right.
That's funny. That's some funny.
That's the new dating tips.
Yeah, I mind tricked you there.
So that's my story of somebody who friend zone me and then later propose.
And it worked. Definitely worked. Mm-hmm. There's another piece to this, and it is the person who is in there. I'm talking about the woman likes them or the man likes them, and they're feeling them. They're thinking like, oh man, I want to be in a relationship with them, but they talk their way into the friend zone. They basically hook up their way into the friend zone. Excuse my French. That wasn't French though. So I want you to speak on this. Like, how do some people in your estimation, Dany, that you're feeling them, but they talk their way into the friend zone? How are some ways that people can talk their way into the friend zone when they were looking good at first?
People usually not really talk themselves in the friend zone. They just happen to be that they can't go any further than the friend zone. Like your job situation ain't together.
Mm-hmm.
You like, what you ain't gonna tell a black woman is that you don't got no job.
Your job situation.
Job situation ain't together. You might as well hang it up. You ain't got no car, and I gotta pick you up. You might as well hang it up. And sneak in her basement to have a little adult time, you might as well hang it up. There are just things that I refuse to deal with being an older woman. If I don't present these things to you, you better not present them to me. If I have my own shit and I got my stuff together, you better have your stuff together. Because regardless of if you want to be friends or not, it ain't going to go no further if you don't.
Mm-hmm. That's what's up. What about you, Denzel? Is there a way that a woman can talk her way into the friend zone? You're interested in her, but now she didn't talk her ass into the friend zone.
Yeah, I can actually agree with Darren. It's like they think they being themselves. They think they finna. They think they got you, but it's like they not realizing them talking too much. Let them in the friend zone. Like, for example, like we could be talking. You could say, yeah. Me and this guy been talking. He my friend. He like me. Whoa, hello. Wait a minute. It's like you not knowing by you talking, you just place yourself in the friend zone. So it's like they thinking, well, I'm finna tell him that I do like me, and we be texting. But you want me to have your attention. It's like your attention is on that dude that you texting. So basically, you just put yourself in the friend zone. So now I'm kind of iffy about trying to give you a chance, because if I do that, then I'm running. I wonder if she texting that dude. I wonder if she calling him. I wonder if she with him. It's like they think they being honest, but in some situations you're talking too much. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Oh, so you're saying she shouldn't tell you about the other guy, like, because you haven't committed to her, so it's really right. But so she shouldn't be telling you about the other guy.
I'm not saying. I'm not saying don't tell, but and I'm not saying all women like this, but some they trying to play the mind game, but they lost. Like I said, I'm not saying don't tell it. You should tell, because it's all about honesty. Honesty is the most important thing. And before you try to get into a relationship, you have to be honest. So I don't have to be with you. Then now I'm getting on that you've been texting the dude. Let me know from the front. But what I'm saying is, it's like they want more, but they give too much, and they wonder why they still in the friend zone, or they wonder why they haven't been X'd out, or wonder why they haven't been on no date. It's because a man is kind of iffy. Some men ain't iffy. Some men ego so high they say, "Well, I don't care. I'm doing what I want to do." But some men that's fragile, and it's hard to find a man that's fragile. And soon as a woman finds a man that's fragile, she kind of iffy about it. She's like, I don't find too many guys like this. So it's like me, I'm that guy. Like when I was in a relationship, before I got into one, she was like, I don't find too many guys like you. And it's like, at first, I did put myself in the friend zone. I can admit I did. I'm an experience. I talked myself into the friend zone, because I was telling her, I said I'm in school. I'm not ready just yet. I just got a bad relationship, whatever. And she wanted me, listen, right? All right. And what's crazy was she wanted me, and I was saying I'm not just really just, and it put us on hold. But at the same time, she said, "I'm glad you did it," because she said, honestly, I need to get myself together at the same time. So while we was friends, we was getting ourselves together, and we came as one. And now look at us now. So it's crazy.
Denzel, you starting to look like you in the witness protection program. Can you get some lights on your face?
Sure. Hold on a minute.
He might be hiding. You never know. That's funny though.
Turn that on.
Okay. So I don't want this to be all negative, right? And there's some guys out there, there's some ladies out there that are perpetually in the friend zone. They may be in the friend zone with someone they really care about, right? So I want to give them some hope, right? Because we're about hope as well. So, Rasheem, all right, what are some ways potentially to get your ass out of the friend zone?
Is that better?
You can't. I feel like you can't like I was saying before, like you can't checklist your way out of the friend zone. I feel like just spend time with the person and actually just enjoy the relationship with them how it is. I think that's the best way, because as soon as I see that you're on the hunt, I think one of the things that worked for Derek is I let my guard down because he was being a straight friend. He wasn't flirting. He wasn't buying me flowers. We were just like we were just friends. And every guy that I've been with, that I've been in an opportunity where I was able to let my guard down, I didn't feel hunted. I didn't feel like a juicy steak that he was just like, I'm gonna do this, You know what I mean? So I was real glad that I liked having those experiences. I think that's the best way in some ways to get out of the friend zone. And sometimes maybe you don't need to be getting out of the friend zone. Maybe y'all need to just be staying friends. Like everybody that you like, y'all don't got to be all. Right. You know what I mean?
It's more. What if in their mind it's more than just a like? That they, they had a vision, a prophecy. They believe that it's meant to be. She just doesn't see it, or he doesn't see it.
You both get the same prophecy. Like whoever, Gabriel, whatever angel came and talked to you, they need to come talk to me too.
Oh, okay. So you got to talk Gabriel into going to them as well.
Yeah, like.
So there's no hope. So you saying the person can give up?
I'm not saying there's no hope. I'm just saying don't come at me like I'm some type of strategy. Mm-hmm. Or find out. One of the reasons too is find out why you're in the friend zone. If you could find that out, like I just may not be ready for no relationship, so it ain't even about you,
right?
And you could really end up going from the friend zone to like the no zone
real quick
by pushing something that's ready to get pushed.
Mm-hmm. Now, Ambrosia in the chat room says, "Do men see the friend zone as a side piece waiting room?" Yeah, potentially. Yeah, it could be a side piece waiting room. Yeah.
Yeah, it can be like I said, like I said, some men egos are so high, like they be like, I'm in a friend zone, so I guess I'm the side nickel, I'm the side person, and you know what I'm saying. So with me, I don't mind being a friend zone because like, okay, I'm trying to prove to her, not saying I'm aiming to be with you, but I'm trying to prove to her, okay, I can be this guy for you. I can, like I said, I believe in 2 P's for a man. A man is supposed to protect, provide, and profess. And that's me. And if I can, so I'm trying to show her that I can be that man for you, but not being too overboard to scare her off at the same time.
Mm-hmm. So what was that? Protect, provide, and what's the last? Profess. Okay.
And it's a different. I feel like it's a difference between being friend zone and just being a friend, because I think you could be a friend, and that's an easier development. Yeah. Like if you friend zoned,
forget about it.
Yeah.
Bring your new girl around her. LOL. That's funny. I'll be honest with you. There have been times where I had a woman in the friend zone, and then there was a moment where all of a sudden I started looking at her differently. You know, I don't know if that's ever happened to you guys, where all of a sudden it could have been one thing that happened, and all of a sudden now you're like, like you discover that person.
That's that music soul child can say. You can watch
it. You know, I mean, it can happen, right?
That's that girl next door. Watch it.
Right. Like all of a sudden you're like, damn, who is this? I never noticed her before like this. So okay, so we've learned there is no hope. That once you're in the friend zone,
if you're friend zone, just because you're a female's friend doesn't mean that you're friend zone.
Mm-hmm. Well, okay, I'm talking about you took your shot and your shot was shot down.
Okay, yeah, then you're friend zone. Your
shot was shot down. But okay, how do you determine if it is? Because some women like to play hard to get, right? They're interested, but they don't want. They want to see how much you're going to pursue them. So how do you judge as a man if you are truly in a friend zone, or if you just want to see how much you want her like that?
I think women do like courtship. Mm-hmm. They do like effort and stuff like that. The thing is when it's unwanted, it's stalkerish. It's I got issues with stalkers. I think that just being aware. I think one of the things you said is like you took your shot and it was a no-go. Like so you let the person know what your intentions mm-hmm. were, and they said politely, "I'm not interested." Mm-hmm. Like sometimes a no is just
sometimes no ain't always no though.
But most of the time it is.
So you should take every no as no.
I think you should take every no as stand down.
If I did that though, if I had done that in my life, a lot of great things wouldn't have happened.
Just with women. What about just like in women
of my life would not happen if I just took that first no as no.
But I feel like
I'd be a different dude right now if I've always taken no as
But I think
in
some
life.
women like men that are patient. Like some women like men that they want them to wait for it. Like they want to wait to give the green light, if you will. You know what I mean? Like some women don't like persistence.
I like persistence if I left the door open. If I close the door, don't be knocking on
the door open. Persistence comes off as annoying as hell.
Mm-hmm.
There's a fine line in between the two.
Okay, let me ask you a question, Denzel. Do you feel like that as a man that you're taught to be aggressive, right? To a certain point, right? So how do you judge as a man being aggressive, showing a woman you're interested in her, but not being overbearing or whatever?
That's a good question, actually.
Because you guys like aggressive guys, right? Like a guy who's not just like, I'm not talking about aggressive, like he's gonna throw you over his shoulder and take you to well, maybe you might like that. I mean, you don't want no guy who's like lame, like he's too laid back. He don't ever go for what he wants.
Actually express interest. Mm-hmm. Like if you want it, show me that you want it. I agree with that. I also understand like one of the things that Danny said. Yeah, assertive. I also understand like what Danny said. Like it's a fine line with that, and you gotta be able to like kind of listen to, pay attention to what those cues are. This is what I will say. I've never necessarily asked a guy out, mm-hmm. but I have made myself available for him to ask me. Like I put myself in position to where I put myself in his path or make myself available So I think if she's like not making herself available, she's cutting off all, like at some point, that's multiple no's back to back. It's not just one no. Like she's, can we do this? No. Can we hang out? No. Are you gonna be no? I mean, I think at some point we gotta say that may
the
not
dream.
be.
You not making it to the NFL.
You may not be the number one draft.
All right, but so like Denzel, you're a man. You want to be assertive. You want to be, you want to show that I ain't no punk. So like, how do you balance that?
I think that was Rasheen who said that. I agree with it. I can show my aggressive side, but at the same time, I also got to show her because, like I said, being too aggressive can scare a woman off. It really can. Because she look like, okay, it's something called doing too much. If you know what I mean, doing too much. And at the same time, I'm gonna show her on the other side. Okay, I can be your boyfriend or husband, because women these days want a husband, not a boyfriend too lately, because like they want something long term. Who want to be in something on a temporary? Because boyfriend status is temporary. Because boyfriend, he yours, but he don't belong to you. You know what I'm saying? He really don't belong to you. He your boyfriend. So women these days are aiming for the husband status, and being too aggressive. I can do both because my main focus is trying to win her not as it's a game, but I'm trying to show that I can be the man of her dreams at the same time. So not being too aggressive. You asked a good question, Kempe.
Well, take this on the flip, guys. It's a woman. You're not interested in her, but she coming to your house. She's cooking food for you. She bringing you a plate. She trying to be wifey. You know what I mean? How do you handle that? And then at what point should she get the clue?
It depends on what's on the plate.
If I'm getting collard greens, candy yams, cornbread.
I know, right?
Woo, okay.
You don't understand. I'm not used to that in Los Angeles. A woman cooking like that. So
that's some Southern food right there.
Yeah, I know.
As soon as you say collard greens, cornbread.
I might have to. Yeah, she gonna have to get imported.
All right.
Some people only get that stuff during Thanksgiving. Oh, Danny, you saying something?
Oh, Danny, I think you're on mute.
Come on, Danny, get
the fire top gods are against you, Danny. You're on mute.
Yeah, you on mute. I'm on mute. Yes.
That is so.
Danny, fingers. Can you hear me, Danny? Your fingers look like.
All right, we're gonna bring you back in. Sorry about that, people. Where's Danny? Oh, Dr. Vibes in the house. Let me do a shout out real quick of everybody that is here while we're working on getting Danny back in. We have Janelle, we have Denzel, we have that rhymes. Ambrosia, Danny, Dr. Vibe, we have Kelly. Of course, we have the birthday girl herself, Rasheen. We have Steph. We have Black Love United, who Angie, who will be on the show next week. Of course, we have myself, and we have Keenan. All right. So, and I don't want to also too real quick to give people love. Denzel, Dr. Vibe does many shows. Check him out, Dr. Vibe. Hopefully, he'll put it in his chat room. Kelly from Quirk Place has many shows as well. Also, Steph and Rasheem do a show every Thursday at I believe it's at 6:30 p.m. Pacific, 9:30 p.m. Eastern as well. And Keenan has this podcast that I believe is every day. Correct me if I'm wrong. All right, so we are back. We're back, Danny.
Can y'all hear me?
I hear you loud and clear.
Good.
Yes. So, okay, what we'll do is this. Are you a woman that likes it when a guy is assertive, or do you like a guy that has more of a laid back approach when it comes to you?
For me, I think I need the laid back approach because I'm spice.
Mm-hmm.
So it can't be like spice and spice.
So you want him to be like kind of cool. You want him to kind of,
Yeah,
like that.
somebody that's gonna chill me out.
Okay. All right. And I'm a guess. Rasheem is more. She likes the assertive.
I like to know that you like
Mm-hmm.
me, right? I don't like to have to guess at that.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So that's how I feel in terms of like if I'm dating you or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I like straightforward. I like direct. I like to know what you want. If you really want a relationship, if you really don't want a relationship, but you
Yeah,
want
I
something
like
else.
that too, but I don't like headstrong. Like, I mean, headstrong, yeah, but I don't know. I'm weird.
Mm-hmm. No, not really.
Maybe it depends on the guy. Does it depend on the guy?
Yeah, I don't want a guy that I feel like I can beat up or bully.
A guy that you could beat up. Huh?
But I do want a guy that is communicative, that he can and express his feelings. And I'm like Rasheem, like I want to know that he likes me. I don't want to have to guess about that. I want that to be known. But yeah.
Oh, real quick, before I ask Denzel the same question and we get to our moral dilemma, one of our good friends of the show is a woman named Narcissus, and she has a business. It's called Yam Good Cookies, and let me pull it up. There's a reason why I'm bringing this up, because these cookies are amazing. If you like yams, you will love these Yam Good Cookies. And what we're going to do is, at the very end of the show, we are going to give away some of the cookies. So if I can get it to pull up, I'll put the her page on Facebook so you guys can check it out in the chat room. So we're going to give it away at the end of the show. All right. Okay, so Denzel, before we get to our moral dilemma, tell us: do you like a woman who's aggressive, or do you like a woman that is going to allow you to pursue her?
I like both. I like both actually. Like I said, I'm weird myself. I like both. Actually, the aggressive side, to me, it's attractive. But I'm not saying be too aggressive. But a woman that got a little tough side is very attractive to me. That catches my attention as well. So I like both. Actually.
So you're just, as long as she got a pulse, you're good.
Yeah, I won't say just that.
So she got a pulse,
it's like
and you're
it's like a lot of women they got a little toughness to it. You know what I'm saying? Because there's something going on. I know. You know, I like women that they got a little tough skin. I do.
Little spun.
That's what's up. Okay, I can dig it. I can dig it. Now, we have a segment on the show that we call Moral Dilemmas. And basically, we have a situation that we've either pulled from the internet or I came up with, and we're going to get everybody's take on it. And this week, this one comes from a user from Ask April. His name is Jimmy2233 or something like that. And my good friend at Semicore Studios, Josh, had read it for us and recorded it. So this is not from him. He's just reading the entry. So we're gonna get you guys take. We're gonna start with Dany, so we're gonna play it, and I'll put the text in the chat room. That's Yam Good Cookies. I'm gonna put the text in the chat room so you guys can read along. But we're gonna play the audio.
I met a girl 4 years ago. We dated for like 1 month. After that, we broke up because she was still in love and trying to get back to her ex. We remained friends since then. Actually, I enjoyed being friends with her, but maybe because I somehow still have feelings for her. I lately started to feel that she's taking me for granted, the typical friend zone issue. 2 months ago, she did something that I didn't like, and I went radio silence on her. And she didn't contact me neither. But we are still friends on Facebook. My question is, does it make me look petty if I unfriend her on Facebook?
So Dany Redwine.
Wow. Some story.
What you think, Dany? Uh-oh, she's on mute again.
Come here, Dany. Get it together.
Uh-oh. Wait. You're on mute. Let me bring you back.
It look like it's going to be juicy.
You had to say, too.
Let's see. We're getting her back in. That is funny. All right. We're just bringing her back. All right, Dany.
All right. Yes, I do think it's petty. I think it's petty because the reason why I say this is because Facebook is just a social site where you reach out to friends. There really shouldn't be, unless somebody directly disrespected you, I don't think you should have to really unfriend somebody. It's kind of like somebody pissing you off and then you getting over it and they're still available to you. So I do think it's petty. But I get what he means because his feelings was hurt. You know? So when your feelings is hurt, the only form of attack you may have is to let them know by Facebook that, you know what, you are no longer a friend of mine. That is like the only punch you can get in with somebody sometimes. So I understand where he's coming from, but I do think it's a petty move.
What about you, Denzel? Is that petty to you?
It is. It is. You can't let. I mean, us guys. I mean, we don't like to show that you got to me or okay, my feelings hurt. Unfriending, I don't think it was that serious. I really don't. I mean, yes, your feelings are hurt, but to unfriend, it took a lot of work. You gotta search them up, go to their page, press unfriend. That's too much for me. I'm sorry. That's too much. You gonna.
And that obviously shows that there's still feelings there.
You're showing feelings because you took that time.
Because I can literally, like, if I don't care, I just forget. Like, oh.
But you care because you took out your time to look them up on Facebook and press unfriend. So you care a little bit because you looked them up. So, I'm saying.
So that's obviously you feel the same way. Is there anybody, you know what, if you believe it's petty, put 1 in the chat. If you don't believe it's petty, press 2. So, and how you doing, Pat? Pat is in the house as well. So I can definitely tell by your response, Rasheem.
By my several responses, Keena doesn't feel like it's petty. I think Steph doesn't feel like it's petty either.
Okay, all right. That's funny. That's what's up. All right, we have a couple of people that don't think it's petty, but so that means if you find yourself unfriended by them too, that you know what's up.
Like, I wouldn't even care.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not, you know what I mean? All right.
That's what's up.
Yeah, I pay attention enough to know that you unfriended me because if you're my friend, I don't really deal with you on Facebook anyway.
True. That's
you know, if you
right.
my number, then that's a whole nother story. If my number is continuously going to voicemail, then we got a problem. But Facebook or social media would not faze me one iota.
Exactly. It's just social media.
I don't really know who's on or off my social media. Unless
when this is like a side question, like when you break up with somebody and you are you have them on your social media, right? You unfriend them, right?
Right.
He's like, I keep him. Just in case I want to go back in time and that's funny.
So according to the Urban Dictionary, petty is when someone takes a small subject and blows it out of proportion.
And I believe that would blow it out of proportion. My friend,
yeah.
I mean, yes, my feelings hurt, but you tell me I'm finna go out my way to look up and press unfriend or block. Nah, blocking, that's extremely petty.
I don't know. I blocked a few people before, but it wasn't. It was because they were annoying.
Oh, well, that's whole different story. Okay.
They sent stuff that was inappropriate.
Oh, well, yeah.
Something inappropriate.
Block game strong.
Block your ass.
Oh, block game strong. Oh yeah, definitely.
All right. I want to once again thank this panel. You guys were amazing. It's a great kickoff to our new season of Men and Women Talk to Mars Venus show, and I want to thank my wonderful co-host Rashim, who's put many men in the friend zone, as well as I know Dany has. There's a lot of tears. You can feel the ocean with the tears that these ladies, I'm sure. Right. So what I want to do though is once again, my good friend Narcisse at Yam Good Cookies has been awesome enough to allow us to give away some of her product. And the way I'm going to do this is, now I want you guys to, if you guys are with me right here, press 1 in the chat. You guys are ready for the giveaway.
Yeah, can we get cookies?
No, panelists can't. But you know what I'm gonna do? You know what I might do? I'm gonna hook you guys up myself. All right. These are Yam Good Cookies. All right, you guys are ready. So what I'm gonna do is, the way we're gonna figure this out is, we're gonna do a simple math. What is 1,000 minus 645? Whoever puts the answer in first wins.
I'm not good at math, so you might as well chuck it up as deuces.
Oh, Steph?
Steph on it.
No, Janelle got it. Yeah, there you go. Janelle's our winner. All right, so I will get them out to you. But if you guys want to check it out, we'll be giving them out quite often on the show. Check it out. 6-7. That's funny. Check it out. Make sure you guys like their Facebook fan page. So I'm gonna start off with Dany Redwine. How can we get you in social media? Do you have a website? And you are a stand-up comedian. So where can we see your material? And when's the next time you're gonna be on stage?
I am Dany Redwine across the board. That is Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter. I have some videos on YouTube under Dany Redwine. After just plain Dany Redwine. I have a few big events coming up. I'm actually doing a Battle of the Sexes with what's that kid's name? DC Young Fly.
Wow.
This opened up for AJ Johnson not too long ago. I have, what else do I have coming up? I think I got a few shows in Detroit. I was just with my girl Cookie Hall, which is one of Snoop Dogg's bad girls. She's like a mentor to me. So yeah, that's what I got going on.
All right, I'm so proud of you and looking forward to seeing more of you coming up.
Awesome.
All right. So, Denzel, how can people get you in social media? And also, do you have a website? And what's the next thing that you have coming up?
Yes, you can reach me on Facebook.com/Denzel Hurd. Facebook, Twitter is at Denzel Hurd. My Instagram at Denzel Life. My website is denzellife.com. Next thing coming up is my book. Really, it's two of them. I got my book about me. Really, a workbook. I'm telling you about it. Also, it's a life coaching book. And my second book is a workbook on relationships. So those are my two upcoming projects. So, yep.
All right, thank you. And did you say you had a website? Right?
Yes, it's denzellife.com.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you did say that. My bad. All right. So now we are at the birthday girl. I was about to say the baby girl. The birthday girl, Rashim. how can people get you in social media and your website? And what else do we have coming from you next?
I am everywhere at S. Rashim. So if you want to connect, if you're nosy like I'm nosy, and you like to see what people be doing throughout their day, then you can check out me on Snapchat at s.rashim. If you want to see a whole lot of what I'm up to, you could go to the website, srashim.com. If you'd like to see pictures every now and again, you can check me out on Instagram at srashim. Facebook is Rashim, and Twitter is srashim. The next thing that will be coming up is I have 2 shows this week. One with my fabulous co-host Stephanie, hers, mine, and yours. Thursday nights, 9:30 on this platform. The topic of the show is online dating. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be fun. You should be there.
Wasn't it?
No, last week was long. No, I'm sorry. Last week was online dating. I'm sorry. You're right. This week is long distance dating.
Online dating. You talk about black.
Last week, all of it.
Or
all of it.
Sorry.
Yeah, last week was online dating. I'm sorry. This week is actually long distance dating. And Steph, when she gets a chance, she's going to put the link in there. And then on Saturday at 9:30, there'll be a show on natural hair care. I'll be talking to some stylists who do natural hair.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that's what's up. And so
I'm supposed to be on that show.
Come on.
Yes.
Like, for real. You going to be available?
When is it?
Saturday, 9:30 p.m. Eastern time.
I should be around. Send me a link.
All right, I'm gonna inbox you too to remind you.
And how did you spend your birthday?
There's some things I can't say.
Okay. You know she had fun.
Right. I was all the way grown and sexy, like all emphasis on the grown.
Okay.
But some things that I can tell you about, I went to eat a few times. And it's not over. My even though he doesn't always like this term, my baby daddy is taking me to get some breakfast. Like, he's taking me to go grab something to eat.
Okay, that's what's up. That's cool.
So that's
Hearing, that's great. All right, you can get me at Kente F. You can go to our website, indyradio.org. That's indyradio.org. And coming up, our next week's show at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 Eastern, we will be joined by Alan Curry as well as Maisha Hudson. And that topic is auditory seduction, seducing somebody verbally. So that one should be a nice episode for us. And then we have a lot of wonderful shows coming up in the future. I kept saying that next week was Black Love United. I'm sorry, it's the following week after that. She's going to be on the Christian sex episode. And then we have so many wonderful guests. Some of the people that are in this chat is going to be on future episodes. So I'm looking very forward to this season. I think it's going to be excellent. So with that said, thank you so much for joining us. And you guys have a wonderful rest of your night and have a great week.
All right, you too.